Legendary status. Vic XL, Sam P's aka TF. Where y'all gonna learn, man? You can't stop what's inevitable. It's the incredible. PZ AKTF dropping jewels, but they edible. I ate my vegetables, but he ate my spinach. Riding with Vic again, so no, we ain't finished. Legendary status, so no, you cannot copy. Riding dirty radio, so crispy, also sloppy. Instant to the street, so we know just what is needed. But keep it underground, staying down, cause we ain't greedy. This is where you find what is popping for the culture, where we keeping it all fresh and stay away from all the vultures. No scavengers here, just keeping it real. Vic got it out the mud, but it's still so clear. So sit back, relax, and just let us lead you. If you trolling for no reason, then we don't need you. It's Vic XL, he can't be stopped. Riding dirty forever, the home of real hip hop. Ride dirty, dog, and y'all can't harm me. I'm living fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty. Ride dirty, dog, and y'all can't harm me. I'm living fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty. PZAKTF dropping jewels, but they edible. I ate my vegetables, but he ate my spinach. Riding with Vic again, so no, we ain't finished. Legendary status, so no, you cannot copy. Riding dirty radio, so crispy, also sloppy. Instant to the street, so we know just what is needed. But keep it underground, staying down, cause we ain't greedy. This is where you find what is popping for the culture, where we keeping it all fresh and stay away from all the vultures. No scavengers here, just keeping it real. Vic got it out the mud, but it's still so clear. So sit back, relax, and just let us lead you. If you trolling for no reason, then we don't need you. It's Vic XL, he can't be stopped. Riding dirty forever, the home of real hip hop. Ride dirty, tell me y'all can't harm me. I'm living fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty.
Ride dirty, ride dirty. All right, man. What up, world? It's your boy Vic XL. This is the Ride Dirty Show, where we bridge the gap between hip hop and everyday life, man. This is a show where we provide artists, entertainers, entrepreneurs, people with a story to tell their story, man. Coming to you Monday through Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, man, before we get into it, I gotta say one time for WRFG, 89.3 FM Atlanta, our FM radio home for the past 15 plus years. Please check us out every Thursday night, Friday morning from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Also gotta say one time for Live365.com. We partnered up with Live365.com in 2020 and launched our very own internet radio station, Ride 95. All right, give you the best and what's next in hip hop and R&B. Now, you can check us out by going to live365.com. Go to that search engine. In that search engine, be sure to type in the word RIDE, RIDE, the number 9, the number 5. Click on our station logo, and there you'll have it. Music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. Now, if you want to check us out via your mobile device, it's also just as easy. Be sure to download the Live 365 app first. Go to the search engine. Type in Ride 95, click on the station logo, and voila. Music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Please lock us in. All right? Lock us in. All right. Man, one time for our amazing sponsors, the good people over at Liquor Lollipops, the good people over at J. Lawson Music Group, the good people over at El Cornell Michelada Mix, and the good people over at 100 Band Run Luxury Clothing. Please visit all of them at their respective .coms and at their respected social media sites. And make sure you tell them Vic XL of the Ride Dirty Show sent you. All right, man, it's time to get into it, man. Y'all know what it is and how we do it right here on the Ride Dirty Show. This is the platform. This is the platform for people to speak and let us know what's going on in their life, whether it's through arts, entertainment, philanthropism, entrepreneurship, music. If you're helping change the world, then this is the platform for you. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tonight is no different than any other night on the Ride Dirty Show. So welcome to the Ride Dirty platform, rapper Kobra. What's going on, my G?
How you doing, my brother? How you doing today? God bless you.
Man, maintaining, man. It's raining like hell in the ATL, but it's all good.
Same. I mean, it's rough down here, the home of the Braves, Buffalo, New York.
Okay, all right, so let's get into it, man. First and foremost, I'd like to say I humbly thank you for taking out this opportunity to talk to us and our fan base, allowing us the opportunity to get to know you.
Likewise, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, man, let's get into it, man. Kobra, where is Kobra from? First thing, where is Kobra from? And what made you want to get into this world of entertainment?
Well, for one, I'm from Buffalo, New York, home of the Braves. Buffalo, New York, you already know Buffalo, New York, man. You gotta love it. It's like if you love the Bills, you already know Buffalo Bills. Cold weather. It's always raining. We got 4 seasonal weathers. But what got me into music? Like I tell my brothers every day, I didn't choose this. I wanted to be a chef, and God just threw music in my lap. Ever since then, I just ran with it, and I'm doing the most out of it to feed my son and my family.
All right, so let's rewind. You wanted to be a chef. Talk about your love for the culinary arts and what made you go from wanting to pursue a life as a chef to pursuing life as a rapper.
Well, as far as being a chef, I always wanted to be in the kitchen, in the main kitchen, but I felt like, no offense to anyone that's in the same position chasing that dream. It was taking too long, and felt like it wasn't helping enough for me to take care of my situation in life. And I felt like music was there, and it's something I can do, and then I can deliver whenever I want. And it's like it's a door to open. It's another way to get me through life and how to express myself. And cooking was another way that I wanted to express myself as well. But I came up a rough way, so it was kind of a struggle. But music was always there,
Okay, no doubt. All right, so look, let's talk about your upbringing in Buffalo. What was it like? What are some of the challenges you went through? What was the household like?
Well, my family is very small, but I have a great mother. God bless her soul. My father passed away. He was a great man. I had very old parents. They got together when they were, late in between. It's complicated, span of numbers there, but I got very old parents, man. And growing up in Buffalo was very rough, man. Everywhere you turn, anyone that comes from Buffalo knows everywhere you go, there's no opportunity. You have to make your own opportunity. And I had it bad, and I had to find ways how to get out the streets. And majority of the time, my parents couldn't handle or control me or put me in the right place. So I found myself in boys' home and foster care systems. Growing up in Buffalo is very rough, man. But as time goes on, the city has gotten better.
Okay. All right. Now, speaking of the city getting better, right now Buffalo is definitely ringing bells with artists like Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun,
yes, sir.
Conway. So
yes,
definitely Buffalo is being recognized right now. At what age did you realize that you had a skill set for hip hop?
I say 17, I realized right then and then I fell in love with hip hop. And I didn't understand hip hop at that moment because I just looked at it as like, we just making music. Nah, hip hop is how you describe yourself, how you express yourself as a human being. It's a different way of form of art, how you take care of your family in many different shapes and forms. I had to understand what element am I getting involved in? Like, is this for me? But 17 is when I fell in love.
Okay. Now, who are some of your influences when it comes to hip hop and, pursuing the art?
For one, I really look up to Nipsey Hussle. Despite the music game, I look at his ventures, his business move. Number 2, Biggie, of course. Number 3, Tupac. Number 4, Chinks. And number 5, Future.
Okay. All right. Now, that's a very, very wide variety of MCs. Out of those MCs, man, if you package all of them together, what skill set that you think you take from your aspirations of those gentlemen?
what I take from Biggie is being gritty and aggressive. You know, saying what I gotta say with an aggressive attitude, with a cocky mindset, without being afraid. With Pac, I take a mindset of painting a perfect picture for you without having to always put words into it. So much metaphors, but a concept of a straightforward message. With Nipsey, he's gonna most likely teach me how you venture forward and making your investments. How you can't always rap forever. You have to have something to back onto. And with Future, that's the vibe, man. That's just the energy.
Okay. All right. Now, when people think of, or when people hear you as an artist and they hear your music and they're listening to Kobra, what do you want them to take from that listening experience?
I hope that people, specifically, because like I said, I come from Buffalo, so I'm going to put on my city first, Buffalo, New York way. I want them to understand that despite everyone that tells you can't do nothing, and that's a typical cliche, but it's true. In this city, they tell you every day you can't do nothing. But then you see a young man like me, I came from nothing. And I want them to see, lead by example, man. You could be someone in this city if you commit yourself. And if you learn from my music and my lyrics, like my peers, and they listen and they understand commitment is important. Being great at something, saying that you're chasing greatness is not the same thing as actually being great at something.
Okay. All right. I want to go back a little
bit. Hope they learn from me.
Okay. I want to go back a little bit to your childhood. All right. Now, and you was mentioning your parents. All right, so you grew up listening to salsa music and also being a fan of Kobe Bryant. Tell me how your love for salsa music and your admiration for Kobe Bryant helped mold you into the artist you are.
My father, growing up, he was a real passionate man. God bless his soul. He had a passion for salsa music. He always could play the drums. He could play any instrument, but his favorite instrument was the drums. And as a kid, he always brought me around his guys when they was having a good time drinking, doing it. I mean, it was a bad influence, but my father loved his salsa music, and no matter where he went, I went. And so the music ride with me. So salsa just beating in my heart, the passion of being Taino. But as far as Kobe Bryant, I learned from Kobe Bryant many things that I look up to him in many ways as a father, as a businessman, and it's more than just basketball. Like many people that look up to Kobe Bryant, I'm sure they know him as a basketball player. I slowly watched him build himself from an 18-year-old up, and he had many downfalls. So I learned from that with Adidas and then with Nike. So he bounced back many times back and forth, despite being compared to Jordan. That's a high pressure. And I just learned from Kobe. He's a big influence in my life and many things, and all my music and life and how I move. Just never give up, man. That Mamba mentality is real.
All right. Now, when I was reading information on you, all right, in your pursuit of becoming a chef and going to culinary art school, it says you met a woman that changed your life. Talk a little bit about that.
During that time, working in the kitchen I was working at in the city, I met a good woman. And she changed my life in many ways because she's a businesswoman. She knew all about, IBM, computers, all that. I didn't know nothing about that. And she put me on to game. She taught me so many different things and how to adjust yourself and conduct yourself as a businessman that I didn't learn from no other woman growing up. Because in the city, you either meet, no offense, chicken heads or bobbleheads if you ain't looking the right way. And I just didn't look for her, and she changed my life with giving me a son. So that opened a lot of doors for me.
All right, that's definitely dope. All right, so do you still dabble in the culinary arts, or is it strictly being an MC for you now?
It's still in my bag. I don't really dig into it as much because of COVID, so I'm kind of like being conservative, trying to keep myself at bay until we figure things out because my son is important. I don't want him to catch anything, dealing with people. But right now, my main focus is this music, and I'm giving it my all right now.
All right, that's no doubt, no doubt. All right, so now, giving it your all and knowing the state of hip hop in 2021, how do you feel about the opportunities that are provided for independent artists, especially in your area?
That's a good question. Despite the future for hip hop, I can't really speak for most, but I see myself in the future. I will be in that position with the rest of the artists, but I will be moving different. I do plan to execute business investments. I want, all that's going to be action. Words can only say so much, but actions will show. I want to show these young generation. I know it's nice they want to cop a gold chain and talk about big booty women and all that, but at some point, man, some of us aren't raised with fathers or mothers. So I'm nobody's dad or whatever, but if I could lead by example, man, the next future of hip hop is going to look real bright if Kobra's in it.
All right, now talk about the name Kobra. Where'd that name come from?
Kobra comes from everything, man, from life, stress, up and downs, moments where you think you ain't gonna make it. My peers, my brothers, they done see me in many situations where a man should fold and a man didn't fold, and he conquers all, and no matter what, throughout the days, I don't ever change. My brothers are here with me right now. They know I don't change. That's what Kobra is. Kobra's the person that keeps it real. Cold-blooded mindset, no matter what. Chase greatness. But at the end of the day, I put Kobra with a K because the K comes from God, body, spirit, a chimera mixed with a lion. So it's more than just a cobra. It's half cobra with the tail.
Okay.
And then the rest of it is a lion.
Gotcha. Now, also when I was checking up on you, you mentioned that one of the people that influenced you was Chink's Drugs. Talk about that influence and the actual loss of Chink's Drugs and how it affected you.
See, now, we mentioned top five, but if I keep it straightforward with you, who inspired me the most is absolutely Chink's Drugs. He opened the door for a lot of light-skinned rappers like me, because back then, light-skinned rappers weren't being heard. Yeah, that's some truth. Yeah, I know, it's some truth. That's some truth spit, because he come from a hard place. Like, come on, you ain't about to just be talking that New York stuff like how Chase was. You can't move like that. And he's a light-skinned dude amongst strong brothers, and he had to learn how to conduct himself and be tough. Hip-hop ain't gonna just roll over for you. So Chink's Drugs, that's my man's, man. And when he passed, it hit me in many ways, because as I rap, this mixtape, Man on Mission, that's a different conversation. But when he passed, man, that hit me hard, man. He really was an influence to me. He still is, and I'm here. I hear that French Montana, is coming back with his music, with a new mixtape, which is all Chink's unreleased music, man. I'm ready for it. Perfect timing.
All right. Also, Chink's probably is responsible for penning Jim Jones' biggest hit to date.
Ooh. Chink's is responsible for a lot of hits, but people don't mention the underdog. He's an underdog, but not really an underdog. Like, I don't know. They got to put more respect on my man's name.
No doubt.
Because I may sound a certain way, but I respect Chink's. That's my man. Despite anything that a man goes through in his regular day in life, that's not my business. But the music, the art, the artist, that's key.
All right. Now, you have this joint out called Basic Instinct with DJ Cecil. Tell me a little bit about that joint.
Now, Basic Instincts, when I made Basic Instincts, I was thinking mostly about corruption, about the police, how every day we have to walk up with our head up and don't trust no op, don't trust no cop. And you can't really trust, and like in the city of Buffalo, like I said, it's rough out here. People may love you, but you can't trust everybody around here. You never know. So Basic Instinct is basically just about society, everything around me.
All right, now let's talk a little bit about, because you have a project on the way, or you just released a project. Let's talk about that project.
I have a project on the way. It's called Man on a Mission. Mixtape dropping soon. It will be dropping exactly on June 4th. And Man on a Mission is basically a peek into my world. My life is, how me and my brothers came up, how we are trying to find ourselves in a city that is not really known for music as much, but thanks to Benny the Butcher and Conway, all in West Side Guns, they're opening the door for artists like me to shine. God bless them for that. So Man on a Mission is just a peek into my world, basically. Just keeping it straightforward, like nothing exotic or crazy. You know, you're gonna see who I am. And you're gonna learn some things if you listen.
All right, now you also mentioned, you know, meeting a woman to change your life and being a father. We hear stories or anything of that nature on this Man on a Mission project?
Absolutely. Well, actually, keep it straightforward. I like that you said that. Man on a Mission is going to be basically, it's going to be all a vibe. It's going to be drill music. It's going to be a little bit of me and my brothers and, you know, coming up a certain way. Now, for my future project, that's going to be strictly all hip hop. That's going to be all about being a father, how to build your credit, how to invest yourself into a business. And that's a different conversation. That's a different mixtape. But when that time comes, people will get to see that. But nah, this mixtape, the first one, it's all a vibe. I'm just going to come in here and open the door.
All right, now you mentioned drill. All right, it seems like drill is very, very popular on the East Coast right now.
Yeah.
What is Kobra like on a drill beat, and what made you gravitate to the drill sound?
I can even say this a little better. What is Kobra like? I've been drilling since I was a kid, and I never knew. I had DJs that would tell me in the studio, "Hey, yo, you taking too long to build up. It sounds good. It sounds like you sound like on a movie or something, but you taking forever." I've been drilling since I was young, so I never knew there was a name to it. So Kobra on the drill beat sound like a mixture of Pop Smoke and Future with some lyrics with some Ching's drugs aggression behind it. And sometimes I got an attitude like Biggie, but sometimes I could paint you a picture like Pac.
Gotcha. All right, let's go back to talk a little bit social media, the World Wide Web. How has that affected how you get your music to the masses at this point? Because it's no longer do we have to jump out the car and pass out CDs and hang posters. We got social media and the internet now.
Absolutely.
How has that affected you as you pursue music?
It's affected me a lot because it's a button away to click on to something and to put your music out there. It doesn't take much. So I can only imagine how the old school would feel today. You know, they're probably looking at this generation like, man, you can get your music out there in any shape or form, don't matter how. For me to put my music out there is not a struggle at all. I don't really worry about social media. I walk with correction. So I understand not to step on toes. Like I tell my brothers, this is the perfect time. This is my era. I know how to move in this era. So when it comes up to putting my music out there, it's not really hard to get it out there. First, I have to understand what kind of people am I going to influence in the end of the day, and what kind of words am I saying is going to affect others. And don't say something that's going to get you out of your character, especially with people out here not really who they are when they say certain things on their songs.
No doubt. All right, now.
Walk with correction. That's what I always teach.
Speaking of social media, how can the people find you? That way they can definitely stay abreast with your moves and when the new project drops.
You can either find us at WNY Records or IG Cobraman _716 or Facebook Cobraman. Those are all the major platforms you can find us at.
All right. Do me one favor, because we're going to get up out of here. Again, let them know the release date for that mixtape, and introduce the Basic Instinct record to the world.
Basic Instincts by Kobra. You can get it on all platforms. You can follow me at Kobra IG _716. WNY Records, Man on a Mission drops June 4th, 2001.
All right, introduce that joint to the world.